Okay, this video tutorial looks at the mathematical strand of linear and non-linear relationships, and more specifically we're going to focus our understanding on plotting coordinates on a Cartesian plane. So the first thing you need to do to be able to plot coordinates on a Cartesian plane is you need to be able to identify the x-axis and the y-axis. Now the x-axis is our horizontal axis and our y-axis is the vertical axis. When you are plotting coordinates, okay, coordinates always come in the form of x comma y here, where your first numerical value is always your x value or your x coordinate, and the second numerical value is always your y value or your y coordinate. And we always plot our x value before we do our y value. I'm going to do some examples and show you what I mean. So let's use blue to plot this one here. Alright, now our first value is our x value and our second value is our y value. So our x value here is positive 2. Now on this Cartesian plane here, I've actually got 4 quadrants, and I'm going to go along the x-axis, so the horizontal axis, to positive 2, which happens to be here. Alright, so 1, 2. I'm then going to go up 3 spots because I'm going to a positive y, which is actually 3y, or 3 on the y-axis. So the y-axis, remember, is vertical. So there's 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to go straight up to the point that is 2 across and 3 up. Now I'm going to do another example. I'll do this one in green. Okay, in case you got a little bit confused with that first example. So my first numerical value, which is my x value, is minus 3. So I go across to minus 3. And then I need to go to positive 6 on the y value. Now positive 6 is going to be all the way up there. So I'm going to go to this point here because that has a horizontal displacement or a horizontal value of minus 3 and a vertical displacement or a vertical value of 6. And the last one I'm going to do in red. So I've got x and y. So again, I go along my y-axis, my x-axis to minus 2, which is here. I'm then going to go down, okay, because I want to get to minus 3 on the y value, which is going to be here. And that point is going to be minus 2, minus 3. Okay, I'm now going to show you some examples of plotting certain points. Now remember that the first number is always our x value and the second number is always our y value. So if we're going to plot A, we need to go 1 to the right of our x coordinate, or our x axis, which is here, 1, and we go up 9 to here, and that's where I'm going to put my A. So the A is actually at the point 1, 9. Now I forgot to mention earlier, just as a side note, the 4 quadrants. This is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. And you'll notice that they go in an anti-clockwise direction. So if your teacher or a mathematician is talking about different quadrants of the Cartesian plane, that is what they mean. I'm now going to plot the letter B at 0. Now if it's 0, it means we don't move along the x-axis. So 0 is in the middle. Alright, that's 0. And we're going to move up 3 spots, and I'm going to put my number, or letter B, I should say. The next one I'm going to do is C, which is minus 3 along the x-axis. So minus 3 is here, but I need to go up 4, and I'm going to put a C. So B, the coordinates were 0, 3, and C coordinates were minus 3, 4. Next one is D. I'll do that in orange. So we go minus 1 with our x, which gives us here, and we go 0 with our y, which means we don't move. So this is going to be D. Rub that out, make it look like a better D. D. which is -1, 0. E, I'll use red again, is 2 minus 6. So 2 minus 6 is here. So that is E. Two minus 6. F, I'll use blue again, is 1 minus 5, which means it's going to be there. F is 1 minus 5. G, I might use purple for G, is -10. -10's all the way over here, and -9, which means G would be down here. So -10, -9. And H, I'll use green, -8, and -3 would be here. -8, -3. Okay, so here are some practice questions I'd like you to have a go at. All I want you to do is to plot the set of coordinates from A through to H, just like I did in the example. You don't need to write down the coordinates or the set of coordinates next to the letter. Just put the letter where you think it needs to go. When you've answered them all, continue the video and we'll see how you went. Okay, so let's see how you went. A would have been 2, 8, which would have been up here. B would have been 1, 4, which would have been here. C is -6, 7. So C would have been up in our second quadrant. D would have also been in our second quadrant at -4, 3. E is 0, -4. So E would have been down here on the y-axis. F was 1, 0. So F would have been here on the x-axis. G was -1, -4. So it would have been basically right next to E. And H was -3, -8. So H would have been all the way down here. Just write that again so we know exactly where it is. Just there.